welcome to this session. Thank you for deciding to spend your afternoon or your day in the Ateneo Professional School Sesquicentennial Congress. My name is Mir, and I will be your facilitator for this session. As you probably read in the title for this, it's Transforming Poverty the GK Way. We all know the meaning of GK, right? What is it? Gawad Kalinga, yes. And as we know also in our country, so many people, so many groups have already come up with their own solutions or their ways to address poverty. But this afternoon, through this session, we're going to find out how this one group, which has transformed so many communities in the past 4 or 5 years, has been doing their way of addressing poverty, their unique way. And so I'm very happy to introduce you to our main speaker. She was a mayor for 9 years, which means 3 terms. She completed her 3 terms. And I'm very proud to tell you that she was actually the first lady mayor of her town, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. Okay, first lady mayor. That's a feat. Okay. And after her 9 years, after her 3 terms of being a mayor, she suddenly decided to do something that is a bit different from what she was doing previously. She went into a group. She went to become the head of a group which is apolitical in nature. And she became the director of the Gawad Kalinga Builders Institute in the Ateneo. So let me introduce you. Let her speak this afternoon. Let's all welcome former Mayor Baby Conco.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session. I just would like to let you know na I am the first lady elected mayor and the youngest. Para mawala po yung antok nyo. Anyway, so as ako po ay galing sa isang political family in my town. I am the 4th generation mayor of the Crespo family in my town, Cabiao, sa province po ng Nueva Ecija. Pero hindi naman po kami yung dynasty, kaya wag po kayong matakot. So, yung great-grandfather ko, my grandfather, and my father. And I always tell the people na, sabi po nila in our town when I was still campaigning, kasi I started as a councilor. I became the first councilor nung time na nag-run po ako. And while I was campaigning, ang laging sinasabi po ng mga tao sa bayan namin, you're going to win because your father was such a good man. And para lang po maintindihan ninyo kung bakit sabi nga ninyo, siguro isipin nyo, for a very young age, I was into politics. Sabi ko nga po, siguro sa buong Nueva Ecija, ako po yung isa sa pinakamatandang namumulitika because nasa womb pa lang ako ng mother ko, my father was already in politics. So tumutulong na po ang mother and father ko. My mother is a teacher and she's the president of the Paris Pastoral Council ng bayan namin for a century na po yata. So ganun na po katagal yung paglilingkod ng mga magulang ko. So I grew up seeing my parents talagang naglilingkod sa bayan ng Cabiao. And in 1987 po, yun yung time ng father ko na congressional, ano po yan yung election natin in 87. Meron pong isang taga-bayan ng Cabiao who was running for Congress that time. And my father was invited to talk. And alam niyo po, on that day, April 13, 1987, at exactly 10:10, my father was delivering his talk. Ang last statement mo ng father ko is, "Mga mahal kong kababayan." He fell down. Patay na po siya nung makuha namin sa floor. So at the same place na kung saan po ako pinakilala as candidate for councilor, ibinalik ko sa taong bayan ng statement that my father left the people of Cabiao. Mga mahal kong kababayan. Kaya ganun ko po kamahal ang paglilingkod. That was the very last statement of my father. So nakita ko po na ganun yung buhay namin. Sabi ko nga, parang after this, I don't like politics anymore. Kasi alam niyo naman po ang politika sa ating bansa, lahat ng tao pumupunta sa bahay mo. From birth to death. Yun po yung matagal na politika sa bansang ito. So sabi namin, para maibalik ang private life namin, no one should go into politics. Until I was invited nga po to run as councilor. Naging councilor po ako, and ginawa ko po lahat yung kakayanan ko when I was councilor. Tapos po, nung ako na yung mag-mayor, gusto ko lang pong sabihin sa inyo na sa 4th generation mayor po ng Crespo family, ako po yung pinakamagaling. Bakit po walang nagtanong bakit? No, kaya ako magaling kasi nakilala ko yung Gawad Kalinga. So, yun po yun. So, gusto ko lang pong ipaalam sa inyo yung vision and mission of Gawad Kalinga. Of course, ang GK is inspirational. Yung aming pananaw na by 2024, wala na pong yung land for the landless, homes for the homeless, and food for everyone. And we will be a first world Philippines at ang world-class Filipinos. And of course, ibabalik natin ang honor and dignity of every Filipino. Para po lalo nating maintindihan, we would like to show you this video.
Although it is our public image, Gawad Kalinga is not just about houses. That is a strategy simply for popular branding and easy recall. Our work is nation building with a clear objective to bring the Philippines out of poverty within one generation. From 2003, when we launched Gawad Kalinga globally, to 2024, 21 years. The platform is basic and simple. Land for the landless, home for the homeless, and food for the hungry. They resonate with the most fundamental human aspirations. Land for roots and security, home for cover and comfort, and food for sustenance and nurture. Land and houses were the initial focus of the campaign for immediate impact and have gained wide popularity and support because people saw visible and quantifiable results. We have discovered the answer to the first two mysteries. Filipinos will share their land and donate homes to the poor, which was never done before on a massive scale in the country until Gawad Kalinga came along. When they believe in the vision and the credibility of the vehicle. The problem, after all, was not one of generosity, but simply the lack of awareness and the lack of trust. In a land of empty promises and broken dreams, integrity is the counterculture to corruption and hopelessness.
The first house we built na 18 square meters, it's now 90 square meters. Because the 5 children then who were all out of school, 4 of them have college degrees and 1 has a 2-year computer science. The amazing thing is that place used to be known as the haven for lunggayo ng mga akyat-bahay. Every other house ay merong kamag-anak sa bilangguan. It's important for us because when we talk about people will be asking sustainability, we'll always go to the first house and go to the first village. We had the direct impact on Bagong Silang in just one community. Where are we now? Over 1,500 communities. But in Bagong Silang, we built about 2,000 homes. There are 200,000 homes. 2,000 homes is only 1% of 200,000. So you have direct impact on 2,000 families, but it influenced now 200,000 families to elect a new barangay captain without money, and without a political army. So the impact more than the influence, that's how we're going to measure. Our goal now, by 2024, is to be able to have impact and influence on about 5 million Filipino families. That's the target, 2024. This will happen if we can now, inspire 5 million Filipinos all over the world to really transcend partisan interest and differences, whatever it is. For us to really finally be one people. We are in search of our soul as a Filipino. So we're here now, we're starting to discover that God had a very special plan of why He made us Filipinos. The amazing thing is that this will happen within our lifetime, even within the lifetime of our own children. And this is what's exciting now, the schools, the local government, Filipinos here on the board, corporations. We discovered the innate, your genius, the creativity of our greatest wealth, our poor, the people that we have forgotten in the unvisited, undeveloped places throughout the country. And now, so what we're seeing here now, we're building connectivity, we're attracting convergence, we're really creating change that the eyes can see, change that you can touch and feel.
The problem of hunger is more urgent and dangerous than land and houses.